Hi everybody, welcome to the Sentinel's Week 7 high school football preview video. David Rung here with Chris Hopkins, going to take you through what we're covering Week 7, Friday night. Another big one it seems like. And for starters, we're going to have our game of the week selected by our readers. James Buchanan at West Perry, Colonial Division matchup. Actually might end up being a big one, both 2-1 in the division, and this one could go a long way.
Yeah,
what are you thinking of this one?
Not only just for the division title, but you know what? If either one of these teams want to have any hopes of making the district playoffs, they're going to need this one and just about every other game from here on. Like you said, a big Colonial Division battle here. West Perry kind of unconventional from the other teams in the division, where James Buchanan kind of fits the mold where they want to run the ball and they're going to run the ball a lot. Whereas West Perry, this is a team that's going to want to throw the ball. Chris Lehman has stepped into the quarterback role very nicely after Luke Canals went down. And he showed again last week that he's not afraid of the spotlight. A little bit of a shaky start, like the whole rest of the team, but he's been pretty nice. He's got the weapons. He's not afraid to air it out to him. Chase May, Nate Seitz, Gage Harless. He's got all those guys out there, and he's been getting them the ball. And it's shown over the last 2 games, 2 wins in a row. This West Perry team starting to wake up a little bit at the right time. Whereas James Buchanan, like I said, they're going to want to run the ball. They've got their guys, Hunter Brown, Brady Hornbaker, 2 very good running backs in the backfield. They're picking up a lot of yards. This is a team who has struggled over the past few years, but now this year, already the 3 wins, and again has a shot, like West Perry, at coming home with this divisional crown here.
Right. What do you think is going to be obviously 2 different teams where you have the run heavy, the pass heavy? I mean, what's going to win out? Is it going to be the time advantage and controlling the field position, that kind of stuff, or is it West Perry's aerial?
Well, I think this game is going to come down to who gets on first. If it's whether it be West Perry's passing attack or James Buchanan running the ball. West Perry's kind of built to come back with that passing attack, and I think if they're able to get a few scores on early and kind of control the clock, this James Buchanan team, this upstart team really plays a lot better with the lead. So I think it's really going to come down to who can get on the board first. If James Buchanan could score early and kind of run out the clock and put a little pressure on Chris Lehman and the rest of the Mustangs, I think they could walk away with this one.
Right.
So that's our game of the week. We're going to have Jake Adams out on his first football game by himself, covering this one.
The rookie.
Covering the game of the week. Dave, you will be at game number, I don't know, I lost count.
But, too many.
Yeah.
No, never too
but
many.
you'll be at Milton Hershey at East Pennsboro.
Right. This one's definitely a big one in the Capital Division, especially since last week Steel High and Susquehanna getting that double forfeit that knocked Steel High down a notch in the division, and now Milton Hershey's the only undefeated team left in the Capital. East Penn's right there at 2-1, and 2 weeks ago East Penn played Steel High. It was the biggest game of the season so far for them. Now this one is the biggest game of the season so far. It's definitely something that they're going to have to win both for the division, and I think probably to have a real shot at the district playoffs. Last year went 7-3, didn't make it. This year they already have 2 losses. I don't know if they can afford a 3rd one, and they definitely can't afford a 4th one and make it in. So this is a big game for them. It should be interesting. Definitely, it's a little bit different styles, just like in the game of the week. East Penn wants to definitely run the ball, control the line of scrimmage, do with a tough-nosed defense. And Milton Hershey has been able to air the ball out, and they have big plays like crazy. I think the one big stat that stood out to me of them is they've had 17 touchdowns of 25 yards or longer this year. That's almost 3 a game. And plenty of them are much longer than 25 yards. They're a very explosive team. Their quarterback, Shimon Walker, is the leader of that team. Already thrown for over 1,200 yards and 14 touchdowns. He's also their leading rusher. They don't run the ball quite as much. He's only run it 46 times for 239 yards. But that explosiveness on offense and special teams, I think they have a pair of defensive touchdowns and a pair of special teams touchdowns this year. Their 2 big receivers on the outside, Kevin Wiggins and Trey Brown, they've combined for like 75% of that passing offense and 9 touchdowns. And it's going to be about stopping that in the passing game. An interesting glitch that they put in last week against Middletown, Milton Hershey did, whenever they beat the previously unbeaten in the division Blue Raiders. They beat them up 42-14, and they actually ran the ball with the purpose. They wanted to do that, and kind of almost fell into their own trap of Middletown expecting to drop 8 and defend against the pass, and it worked in their favor. And I see if East Penn does the same thing, if they're going to try to stop the pass, drop everyone back, or not. But that could be the big difference in the game, is what kind of attack Milton Hershey ends up going with.
So there you go, another game that despite just being week 7 could have huge playoff and division implications there. All right, so Dave will be at Milton Hershey at East Penn. We'll have Jeff Kaufman. He will be at Gettysburg at Big Spring. Chris Johnson will be covering Trinity at Boiling Springs. And Kurt Bope will be back on the scene for Susquehanna Township at Cedar Cliff. So we have a full slate.
Full week, I like
it.
Yeah,
it's good. So we'll have a full slate of coverage for you guys to check out in Saturday's paper. Be sure to, on Friday, our weekly edition of the Sentinel football preview will be out. Be sure to pick up a copy, and thanks for listening.